Alright, feeling good. Let's do Final Fantasy XIV storyline. We are level 97. The quest is called A Royal Welcome, given to us by Alice. We are... I think this is the second quest given to us in this Heritage Found zone. But yeah. I did notice as I was running in here on my Chocobo, because I came from Shaloni. It was one of the few times I've been running through a zone and just been like, this is, well, it's a very visually stunning zone. Constant rainfall, lightning strikes, dark roiling sky, towers that have purple energy. I don't know what it was, but it struck me as beautiful. Maybe I'll be able to show you later, but alright, I'll say what's up. Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this place, the Outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sphene as well. We head northwest under a big old archway of stone, like naturally formed, or possibly unnaturally. I don't really know, but it looks natural. We're coming across some enemies called bolt hounds, which just look like cyber wolves. Their bodies are kind of shaped more like hyenas, so it could be a cyber hyena. Like the back, it kind of arches more than a wolf's really does, or a hound really does. That's kind of why I'm going with hyena, because they kind of have the weird neck that goes up. I don't think hyenas... Is it that hyenas aren't actually in the same classification as canines? I think I heard that somewhere, probably on History of Hyenas podcast, because they get deep into hyenas sometimes. Alright, we'll talk to Sphene here on the outskirts of... Wait, we just came across this zone. UPA's Halo, which is YYU Paul YE apostrophe S Halo. Here we go. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Tyrol. They're completely different from ours. I've got no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after... Sorry, my Chocobo just disappeared. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. Tyroli have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electropy? It looks like electrope, but has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. What? Electrope. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. That was all Sphene and a little bit of Wuklamot asking questions and interjecting. There are circular areas with plants growing in them. Not large. You know, maybe... How would you say this? Maybe like 40 yards across diameter. In the middle is a tower, a pole, but tall enough that it's almost like a tower. It's got this rotating light emanating from it. It could also be fending off rain, so like less rain and giving the light the plants need to grow. There's 5 on the outskirts here that I can see so far. There are people tending to them. We got some of those buffalo things. We keep heading northwest. We'll cross this bridge. It's lit up with some purple energy, but otherwise just a metal bridge. And we talked to Sphene out with the Scions with us outside of a... It's called the Outskirts. It's a town, maybe even a city in size. Cutscene. Please talk.
Here we are.
Yes.
Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
The music even reminds me of Final Fantasy IX Alexandria. Very much so. Did I mention that in the last one? I don't remember. It is now, if it didn't then.
Queen Sphene? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The queen has come!
Just, all of these people, I think so far, have those little, like, chips on the outside of their head. Those circular, I'm gonna just call them chips.
You look well, Paquine. And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
They're all kind of talking.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Lamachi. Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
Every once in a while I get
That's it. Beautifully put.
a hankering to replay a game. But they take so long.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
There are certainly parts that are not fun in between all the parts that are fun, like grinding for levels, and in Final Fantasy IX it was
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence.
grinding for blue magic.
And who are
crafting.
these fine people?
Sometimes it's fun. Just,
Tuliolol's vow of resolve, Wuk-Lamat, and her companions.
it's fun to just play a game for the story.
They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
And complete it and enjoy it. That's kind of what this game is for me. Final Fantasy XIV is not a hard game. It doesn't require grinding. If you only want to level up one class the entire time, one job, you can go the entire game without any real grind or strife at all. You just play the storyline. It's that simple. Because I level multiple jobs, I try to keep them all leveled at the same time. I do have to pause and level up jobs via dungeons and fates and whatnot, but I don't think you'd have to do that just doing one job all the way from 1 to cap.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Ah, where are my manners? I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
He's got a little bit of a goatee, red hair, kind of close, not close cut, but like not, it's laid down over his head. No poofiness really. There's a little bit of spikiness in the back. He's got purple robes with some silver filigree.
Popone? That is a Tonawatan ring to it.
Tonawatan?
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa.
Oh, I was pronouncing that wrong. Kakiwa. I was doing Kasia.
Kafkiwa.
He thinks.
I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Liar. No. But there's a lot of parts I do enjoy about Final Fantasy 9, 7. I wish I had ever played 8 all the way through, but I just keep getting bored or stuck, or I don't know. And then like Final Fantasy VIII has the card game, which I'm like, I think I can figure out how to do this and do it well, and then I get frustrated when I can't, and I don't know.
Oh. Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yassulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Lightning crashes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
Erinville's mother is hopefully alive.
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
It was apparent that Sphene was being cautious of the android that's marching around doing its rounds, as if it could hear and that could be bad. Like she really might be on our side, you know, telling the truth, wanting peace.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Pepone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
Yeah, I forgot about
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
The screen flashes white.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
That's okay. So it flashed back to Zoralja saying this to Galulja. Yeah, Galulja. And back to present.
30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence.
Yeah. Yep.
Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
My options are: meaning this is a piece of another reflection, or do you suppose time is still passing faster in here? I'm gonna like not assume. Do you suppose time is still passing faster in here?
I was able to make contact with Y'shtola not long ago via link pearl, so that shouldn't be cause for concern.
Yeah, I guess.
And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the source's temporal flow.
Tara's taking some time to absorb that.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sphene, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
and its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
It is just electrope.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
You can't promise that.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
The townspeople wave her off.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
Yeah, but we'll still keep an eye out. I thought he was giving a tour. Yeah, whatever. We go and speak with Sphene to finish the quest. Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. You went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Tirali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Tirali have learned a great deal from one another, and I am sure there is much you wish to learn as well. So please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. A royal welcome is complete. 1,088,000 experience points. Dragoon level 98. Ooh, enhanced feint. What does that make my feint do? Where's my V? That's not V. Wait, isn't feint? Extends the duration of feint to 15. Oh, okay. So feint is a roll action, which is originally 10 seconds? I don't know. It's changed now, so I don't know what it used to be. Cool. So for 10 seconds, I can reduce a target's... Or sorry, 15 seconds, I can reduce a target's damage by 10% and material damage by 5%. Cool. Yeah, that was super fun to get. I'm sure it's helpful. I've used feint occasionally. Not as much as I probably should. Okay. Alright, so that is the end of this quest and end of this video. Gosh dang it. Dragoon's my only thing 97 or higher, so I guess I'm just gonna keep... Nothing else is even close yet. So all of my videos will be on Dragoon probably from here on out until I can get somebody to catch up. At least everybody else is 96 right now. White Mage is almost... White Mage is like 2/3 of the way to 97. But that's fine. I don't mind Dragoon. It's just the rotation is more complicated than any other job that I have. So I will see you next time soon.